Speaking of the Republicans, if you can't shove some real reform down their throats now, then when? Folks, Barack Obama needs to start putting it on the line in fights against the banks, the energy companies, and the healthcare industry. I never thought I'd say this, but actually, what he needs in his personality is a little George Bush. He needs to stop worrying about being loved and bring out that smug, insufferable swagger that says, "Suck on it, America."
People say President Obama wants to run the motor company, the banks, the insurance, the healthcare system, and he wants to drive the private competition out of business. What is the truth? What is myth versus what is truth? We cannot let greedy on either side of the border destroy us. South of the border are the greedy cocaine dealers who are destroying us for their greed. North of the border are greedy octane dealers, the oil company, who are destroying us for their greed of money. Do you like to know the real reason for bailout? They told us that it is to save banks and financial system in the world, failure of which will destroy our life. What they did not tell us that it is to save their own millions and billions that they are hoarding in the banks. If the bank fails, an average American is safe because he or she has been guaranteed up to $250,000 in each account. Most of the average Americans do not have more than $250,000 in each account. So we all are safe. But if the bank fails, what happens to the Wall Street greedy who have millions and billions in the bank? The rich in the Wall Street lose their ill-earned fortune. The big oil guys lose their millions and billions. It was a hush money given to the bank so that these Wall Street people do not lose their money. Motivation was to save their own ass. For last few months, we all have listened to the debate going on in media that Americans are not happy about bringing gitmo detainees to the mainland for the fear of their safety. We all feel that we will be unsafe if these criminals are brought to the state or the federal prison. It is true that we are not willing to keep the gitmo detainees in our backyard. But have we gone into the depths as to why? After due consideration and introspection, we will find that it is simply because of the ignorance in the minds of many and determined propaganda by few to give bad name to Obama administration. The administration has not done a good job in explaining the situation to the public. Here is my take on this. You take an engine and disassemble it and mix all the parts of the engine and put it in a basket and try to sell it to a customer. No one is going to buy that because they will think it is a junk. But on the other hand, you take the same engine parts, assemble into an engine and working engine, and then try to sell it to anyone. Most of the people will give you a good price because they can see the utility of a functioning engine. Apply the same principle here. What happened is the administration and the media did not present the right information to the public. What happened is that people put some words like gitmo detainees, crime, Islam, safety, dangerous, kids, all these words together, and people derived the information from all these mumble-jumble words that gitmo detainees are terrorists. If we keep them in federal prison on mainland, they will be great danger to the society. That is not true. If we reorganize the information, this is why we should reach the conclusion. Like gitmo detainees are dangerous, we are societies of law, we have safe federal prison where we have housed many terrorists, we are smart enough to keep our societies safe, keep these dangerous terrorists confined while following the international and national laws. We also have to tell the truth. Where there is a rose, there is a thorn. To keep the society safe, you might have to take some bold steps that may be dangerous. So good and bad both goes together. You cannot have just the roses and without thorns. So let's be realistic and try to do the best for all of us. Keep the gitmo detainees locked up for the rest of their life or until the trial has taken place in the federal prison from where they cannot escape. Very similar thing happened with Bush administration. Bush administration was not able to tell Americans that after processing the nuclear energy, the nuclear waste is safe to be stored in any part of our country. It can be stored safely underground, even in Washington DC, and nothing is going to happen. On one hand, we would like to have cheap energy, cheap electricity, all the good things that goes with nuclear power. On the other hand, we don't want to face the after effect of it, and we don't want to store and have a risk of nuclear waste in our backyard. What we have to tell to the people that we are intelligent enough that we can use the nuclear energy and nuclear material safely, and we can also process and store the waste material in our backyard very safely without any danger to the public. We are very proud of our democratic society, and in any society, and especially in democratic society, criticizing for the right reason is the way to go, and it is very healthy, and it brings up the best of best in us. But criticizing for the wrong reason is very detrimental to the society. I am not just talking about criticizing Obama for the right reason, but I am talking about spreading rumors, telling lies, spreading propagandas. I am talking about facing the people who are spreading these lies against President Obama, and you know who they are. I am not just talking about people who have just one skeleton in their cupboard and criticizing President Obama. I am talking about people who have their cupboard full of skeleton and dead body under their bed and naked women in their bed and prescription drugs, alcohol and street drugs in their living room, porch and balcony, and daring to criticize President Obama. These people have scared the president so much that he cannot even smoke a cigarette out in public. He is so scared of their action, reaction, and retribution from these goons. So please support President Obama. And President Obama, dare and have guts to smoke in public. We love you and you are just fine. You will be okay.